Welcome to week 3 of our Ordinary Life Retreat. This week we're talking about nurturing connections. And at the heart of the Christian gospel is a really simple, yet extremely challenging teaching. Love God, love yourself, and love everyone else. In Solitude and Silence last week, we tried to lay the groundwork for nurturing our relationship with God and for reconnecting with ourselves and remembering to love ourselves. We put that groundwork into practice when we love other people in all their wonderful, crazy-making quirkiness. Because one of the things that I think our souls know deeply is that human connection matters. It's vital to our well-being, both physically, mentally, and spiritually, to have meaningful relationships with other people. There are all kinds of studies that show that people who are connected and have strong relationships are healthier and happier. Yet we also know that connecting with one another is not always easy. It's not always something that happens instantly, and it's not always something that feels simple in the actual doing of it. And in our busy, always-on, technologically driven kind of world, it can become even more challenging to figure out how to connect with people in a meaningful way. Technology can bring us closer together. It has many wonderful gifts, but it can also keep us busy with superficial connections and superficial busyness that gets in the way of what we really long for, which is deep and meaningful relationships with one another. Sometimes, I think most of you have probably experienced this, you actually feel most alone when there are people all around you, because you feel disconnected from those people, and it's hard to know how to break that isolation that occurs. In an interview about her book, Daring Greatly, social science researcher Brené Brown says this about connection and belonging. We're in a spiritual crisis. The key to building a true belonging practice is maintaining our belief in inextricable human connection. That connection, the spirit that flows between us and every other human in the world, is not something that can be broken. However, our belief in the connection is constantly tested and repeatedly severed. When our belief that there is something greater than us, something rooted in love and compassion, breaks, we are more likely to retreat to our bunkers, to hate from afar, to tolerate bullshit, and to dehumanize others. We're all hungry for connection. We all want to belong. We all want to love and be loved. And yet, it can be so amazingly hard. Because it's risky to put yourself out there and let people see the real you. Are they going to like you if they know you? And it's hard to truly accept other people who are very different from us, exactly as they are. Heck, if we're really honest, sometimes it's particularly hard to accept the people who are closest to us for who they really are. We can be even more tempted to try to change those we live with and whose daily life we share because their behavior most impacts ours, rather than trying to understand who they are and why they are the way they are. And still, we know deep in our souls that love and compassion matter. They are what helps to make life worth living. They have the greatest impact on our own well-being, and they are probably the most significant way in which we can make a difference in the world. Because it's often not the big things that matter, but the very little ones. So this week, we're going to be looking at nurturing connections. Our daily practices will invite us to try to engage with other people just a little more deeply in our everyday interactions, to try to make them genuine opportunities to connect, even if just for a moment, rather than just passing greetings. And our weekly challenge invites us to take a leap outside our comfort zones. Apparently, one of the most powerful ways to connect with someone is to do something unfamiliar or new together. Yeah, I'm an introvert. This scares the wits out of me. But this week, you are invited to make a date with someone, or several people, to do something a little, or if you want a bigger challenge, a lot outside of your normal routine. It can be anyone. Your partner, a coworker, your parent or grandparent, a friend, your child or grandchild, a neighbor's kids, with their parents' permission, of course, the next door neighbor, someone you met at church or golf or school or work, that you just want to get to know a little better. And then plan to do something that you have never done before or haven't done in a long time. So here's a few ideas to prime the pump. Go to the zoo, go bowling, go for a hike, stage a photo shoot, have a craft party, try an escape room, go to a museum or art gallery, throw a murder mystery party, paint pottery, go play on a play structure, and that can be fun for adults too. Cook a recipe that you've never made before, go to the theater, go skating, go swimming, take a fitness class, go to a restaurant that cooks a kind of food that you are not usually able to eat, go to a poetry reading, write poetry, go to a book launch. Feel free to share other ideas in the comments and be sure to let us know how it's going. I look forward to hearing about your adventures. Have a great week.